Facebook knew that if they did not give out data on their systems, like even basic data, no one else could get it, right? And people could come to them and say, I've seen this problem, and Facebook could, deny and deflect and minimize those concerns. And so the DSA, the Digital Services Act, goes specifically at that problem. So it says, hey, there's no way for us to catch up with what you know about your systems unless you actually level with us about what you know. So you're going to have to give us risk assessments. You have to go in there and say, what do you believe are the risks of your products? And you're going to have to publish them so everyone can see them. And you're going to have to give academics and NGOs, like civil society groups, access to your data. And so they're going to set up what I like to call the Hubble of social media. So they're going to have a center where there's a couple people who are specialists to how to access the data. People can write grants and say, I want to ask this question. Can you give me the data that will allow me to ask that question? Because right now we don't get to form our own independent opinions. And I always like to remind people, our level of public knowledge on these systems is so minimal that we could jump to solutions, like coming in on 230 and saying, like, there's bad content on these systems, or 230. Part of what the Gonzalez case did, which I think is really interesting. I think they're not going to win, but I think it's an interesting argument. Is they said, people who would not have searched out ISIS content was sent ISIS content, so you're responsible for that. It's really hard to go in there and prohibit specific things, or even know, are we demanding the right things, if we don't have a public base of knowledge and a public base of opinions that we can have enough people up to speed that we can actually have a democratic debate on these things. So I think the DSA is an amazing example of like where to go.